Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Two-Man Power Trip Prediction Show. This time,
I still don't know if this is the right way.
I think this is because I'm reversed.
Okay.
So,
works for me.
There you go. If you guys see that made it through editing, that'll be funny. There's a little Easter egg for y'all. And we're here for the predictions for Wrestlemania Backlash this Sunday. We're recording this Thursday afternoon, so we don't know what's going to happen on Smackdown. Maybe it's going to change some stuff. If it does, we'll probably talk about it on Facebook or the Twitter. Maybe we'll have something added very shortly, short video additional. But right now we only have 6 matches on the card.
Thank God.
5 of which are title matches. The other one's a lumberjack match. And that's where we're going to start. Damien Priest versus The Miz in a lumberjack match. And, God, I think this needs to be Damien Priest. The big win at WrestleMania, I think we need to continue to build momentum here, especially towards him. Probably challenging for a singles belt here soon. Maybe being the next guy for Sheamus.
Yeah, I think that's a great call with him leading up to Sheamus. I don't think that the tomato throwing helped Damien Priest's cause for this. No. However, I think that the lumberjack match is the oldest gimmick in the book, where you have a heel that is constantly relying on outside sources to continue to get one over on the faces. So this is what you lead to for that. So I am also going to say Damien Priest. Like you said, he's overdue. It's also really stunning to see how he's booked here as opposed to when he won the North American title. He's in a jacuzzi with 2 models, popping bottles, and then now he's here throwing tomatoes. My heart.
Well, yeah. I was going to go and just throw this out here. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we get a Sheamus open challenge for the U.S. title. If that happens, I'm thinking Humberto. If he's not ready,
doesn't matter.
Sheamus wins. There you go.
Oh, Shamey wins. Yeah.
Up next, we got the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio.
I'll start. I hate Dominic Mysterio, and here's why. He is my least liked person in that since I've started having SmackDown on as white noise while editing videos for Alvarez versus Meltzer, which is on the PWO YouTube page. Go check it out. Let me ask you a question. What is Dominic Mysterio's gimmick?
Being Rey Mysterio's son.
Being Rey Mysterio's son, exactly.
Now, wait. I am going to interject on this because
You go right ahead.
Dominic, I think, is kind of screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Just because pure lucha tradition, they hand down masks. Rey Mysterio Jr. is, I think, the second or third Rey Mysterio. So you pass down the gimmick from character to character, typically in Lucha Libre. So the character lives on. It's just a different person behind the mask. Unfortunately, Rey Mysterio did not hand the mask off, which I'm fine with, because I think we'd all recognize the difference between Rey and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Behind the mask, just between tattoos and height. But really, the only thing they could do for him is that he's a Mysterio.
Yep.
And even that's questionable because we've been told in the storyline before that he's a Guerrero. So,
yeah. Eddie's his real father, so don't let WWE get that twisted, okay? But that's my problem. And let me just go by saying this, that it's time for the Dirty Dogs to drop the belts to the Mysterios.
They're going to be the first father-son tag team champs in WWE.
They've been really hammering that home the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. and I think it's time to just cash in on that. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that we're wasting
I'm okay with it.
I'm not okay with it, to the fact that we're wasting the final years of what Rey Mysterio's career could be. Remember when he was at All In and how fantastic he looked, and he was looking like the Rey Mysterio of old.
I'm gonna be the guy to tell you this, and I'm sorry. Ray should retired after All In.
Yeah, no, and I'm even fine with, you're going to come back to WWE one last run because you've dedicated, a good portion of your career to that, and I would have been okay with that. But what I wasn't okay with was re-upping your contract just to work with your son, who has no gimmick,
Well,
zero charisma. Okay, and you are leeching off of your father's name. Either get your own.
I can't put that on him though. That's the issue. It's not okay. It's not Dominic's fault that booking has put him in this position.
We almost sound like Snitsky here. It's not his fault.
Well, wait, because it wasn't Snitsky's fault.
No,
if you're pregnant, don't be at ringside.
Because he didn't punt that baby in.
Sorry, that's a non-safe work environment.
You just don't punt that baby into the crowd like that. That's crazy. Of course he did it.
It wasn't his fault. Yeah. Don't be pregnant at ringside.
I agree with you. While it's not his fault that he's being booked the way he is, I think that it doesn't help him with the fact that there's just for me, and it could be different for somebody else, there's nothing there for me. He just seems like a very just boring, generic wrestler.
His in-ring work is fine. I think he's got to be put with someone who can elevate him still. I mean, I think all of us agreed when he showed up, he should have been in NXT for a bit, because I think he would have gotten a fair shake there.
Yeah.
But he was immediately brought to main roster. And unfortunately, that's the hand he's dealt. He's got to work with that. I'm actually pretty okay with the Mysterios winning the tag titles here. I think the Dirty Dogs have been doing the best they can, just because WWE doesn't do tag teams.
They've had the tag titles for 4 months.
Yeah.
And have had one title defense.
Yeah. And it wasn't even at Mania.
Wasn't even at Mania.
Trust me, I'm with you. At the same time, like, once again, God, moving the Street Profits to SmackDown was such a horrible decision. Yeah. Street Profits. God, I love the Street Profits. Why aren't we doing anything with them?
Because they're Bianca Belair's lackeys now.
Don't.
I'll be that guy.
Stop
and it. I understand that that's not fully the case here. I just believe that they've been involved in more Bianca Belair stuff than they have been with the actual tag team division. And that's purely booking. That's how they're being booked. And to your point, why are they not being booked for more? I don't know. Because Montez Ford, star. Angelo Dawkins, he could be something. I mean, I think the potential there is with Montez Ford. I just think
that Montez Ford could be a main eventer, in my opinion. God, though, like, do something with your tag teams. I'm hoping that the title change here is going to do more to push the tag team division on SmackDown. You have a lot of potential for great storylines there. You just need to pull the trigger. I'm down, and I am all for Street Profits versus the Mysterios, because I think both teams could tear the house down, given time and given a good storyline. That's just where I'm at. Ultimately, Mysterios, I think, need to win here. Correct. Let's take the titles off. Let's have our history-making moment, and let's start putting some emphasis in the tag team division on SmackDown. All right. Bianca Belair defending the SmackDown Women's title versus Bayley. I think this is typical first title defense. Belair needs to retain here.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen Sasha since the loss, have we?
No.
So maybe we get a little Bayley loses here, then maybe Sasha makes a return to challenge for a rematch. That'd be fine by me. Their match was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's all I got there.
Yeah, nothing more to say.
Raw Women's title, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair.
This is where we differ, young Matthew.
Are you
Who
sure?
do you got? Go ahead.
I got Rhea Ripley.
I do not.
Do you have Charlotte?
I do not.
Don't do this to my heart.
So I have Asuka pinning Rhea Ripley, and it makes sense because despite the fact that Charlotte Flair, do the math. Who did we just hear that may or may not have signed a new contract and who's about due to be back?
Oh, Becky Lynch.
Who's coming for the title that she never truly lost?
Becky Lynch.
Who did she give it up to?
Asuka.
Story
I
writes
like
itself.
your math, and it adds up. I think the storyline that they're pushing here with Sonya Deville and Charlotte.
It builds for Charlotte to win.
Well, I think they're gonna push that Charlotte's not gonna pick up the win here, and Sonya Deville keeps like working for Charlotte, like setting things up. Rhea Ripley gets the pin on Asuka here, in my opinion. I don't think we're gonna take the belt immediately off of Rhea Ripley, especially after Mania. I don't understand Rhea Ripley's character. Because I feel like all of a sudden she's a heel, and she was doing some kind of healer stuff, but like she wasn't particularly working heel up to Mania. And after winning the belt, like teaming with Nia and Shayna, like doing the heel stuff, it just seems weird to me. But I feel like Rhea's gonna retain over here. I think it makes sense. And then when Charlotte gets the one-on-one match, she picks up the win. And then SummerSlam, we'll get Charlotte, Becky Lynch, the Queen versus the Man.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I would love Asuka to win. I would love nothing more than Asuka to win.
I think the problem here is Rhea Ripley, and we don't know what to do with her. And I
don't think we know who Rhea Ripley is.
And I don't think that anybody does. And I think that's the problem, is that we put the title on her because we felt bad that last year, she wasn't ready. It wasn't in front of fans. Charlotte's, the queen. So she's back here again. We can't give her another loss. And plus, she just cried on night one. Or night two. No, she cried at the beginning of the show, and then they had their match later. We can't have her lose. You know what I'm saying, though. We're giving her the rub, and the match was fine, but Asuka should have retained.
Well, you'll never hear me argue with Asuka holding the belt.
I'm so sorry, guys. We've been mispronouncing this the whole time. It's actually Asuka.
No, you stop that, Kurt Angle. I love Kurt Angle. I can still never forgive him.
Asuka.
All right. Second to last match. Roman Reigns is going to defend the Universal Championship against Cesaro. I'm so happy that Cesaro's made it to a world title match, and I'm really sad he's going to lose to Roman Reigns here.
Yep. The only other outcome,
maybe some Uso shenanigans.
Yeah, I was thinking that that we would get Jimmy Uso try to help and just kind of blunder it again, and Cesaro wins that way, but I don't see there being a big enough blunder to take it away from the head of the table. He's doing great
I
heel
could
work.
see a DQ spot at best.
Be a DQ to give Cesaro another match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe you do the whole he got cheated and he'll get a rematch in a cage, and then Roman still goes over clean.
Yeah. Not to put a damper on things. The next main roster show is Money in the Bank. So with that being said, I have Roman winning for sure.
Yeah. God.
Or at
that's going to be
retaining.
All right. Next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank?
Well, I mean, there's an NXT takeover in between, but yeah.
All right. So Monday, you can keep this in or cut it. Monday, let's do a who should win the Money in the Bank and who will.
I'm keeping this in because you folks at home watching this can let us know, who do you think is the most likely man and woman to win Money in the Bank this year? Leave it in the comments below.
All right. Dig it. Main event time. At least I think it's main event. It may not be, but I think it will be.
It's not.
Do you think main event's going to be Roman Cesaro?
You know it is because he's the head of the table.
Head of the table can eat last, in my opinion. Bobby Lashley with MVP is going to defend the belt against Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. Who you got?
I've got Drew McIntyre going over Braun Strowman. And you're okay with that.
That's what I think. That's exactly what I have.
Yes, because
because faces get cashed in on.
Yes, exactly. Also, dirt sheets be damned. We are building to a Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal main event feud on Monday Night Raw. That was recently released after the show this week, as he is now with Veer and Shinky, which is the dumbest name. But you may also know them as Indusher, formerly of NXT. I don't remember which one
took the spoilers.
Yes, I don't remember which one took the infamous photo of Keith Lee winning.
I don't. Okay, this is gonna sound bad.
Yep.
I don't think one of them is the same guy. If it is, he's lost weight and shaved his beard.
It's very interesting. Well, it's only one way to find out. So, Shanky, one half of Indusher. Actually, yeah. You might be right.
I don't know if it's a different person or if he's just gone through a change.
Yeah. You're right. The one that was in Ring King is not there anymore.
Oh, there it is.
Constantly dicked. And his new tag team, yep. So Veer is the one that stayed around.
Okay.
Yeah, also known as Rinku Singh. So his new partner being Shanky, who previously before this wrestled at with Continental Wrestling Entertainment, known as Shanky Singh. So he was actually in the 8-man tag at Superstar Spectacle. He was with Giant Zangier, Rey Mysterio, and Ricochet as they went over Cesaro, Dolph, King Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. All right. Glad I'm not crazy because I was like, wait.
I'm glad you said that because and take this as you will, didn't even notice.
Well, they weren't around NXT long enough to really leave an impression, which is kind of what hurt them, in my opinion.
Malcolm Bivens continues to be dicked.
God, yeah. Malcolm Bivens to the moon, please.
Yeah. But if this is the route they're going and it's factual, I think even if it's not, Drew McIntyre gets his win back from Mania, pins Braun Strowman. Obviously, that's the only reason why you have the third man in a match with a champion that doesn't really need to lose, but you need to
Well,
get the title off of him.
I think we're probably going to go triple threat at Money in the Bank with Lashley, Benjamin, and Alexander as well. I think there's some unfinished business there that we need to seal up.
We did just have a singles match with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric
Going
Alexander on
over.
Monday with
Don't-
Shelton Benjamin going over.
Yeah. So
So
I think that's it. I wouldn't be surprised if Lashley retains. I think he. I almost feel like he should, because I don't feel like you would have had Lashley or McIntyre not win with fans and then have him win with no fans. It's almost like, why are we doing this to ourselves again? Um, that's just myself there, but it just makes too much sense to have McIntyre win. We're gonna have some fun discussing who's gonna win Money in the Bank on Monday. And with that, I think that's everything on the card. Although maybe we'll get a big Intercontinental title match with Apollo versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Big E.
something to that nature.
Make it a ladder match.
Yeah,
There you
why
go.
not?
Yeah, just throwing it out there. I
Yeah.
think that's it. Who's the U.S. champion right now?
Sheamus. Remember?
Oh yeah, I literally said that earlier. Dear God, I'm losing my damn mind.
Yeah, you are. That's
Uh,
what happens when you feel the full effect of the WrestleMania Backlash.
WrestleMania Backlash is this weekend. It's Sunday, the 16th. So with that, guys, hit us with your predictions down in the comment section down below. What match are you most excited for? What match are you least excited for? Let us know. If you're already here, that means you're on the YouTube channel, and you should really check out a bunch of the other stuff. And if you really like it, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell, and down in the comment section or in our little details, you just click on it. If you really just feel compelled by our conversation here about WrestleMania Backlash, you can help us at www.kofi.com/pwo123. It's as easy as 123. And for the small price of a cup of coffee, you guys help us put on these incredible shows. And really, we can't thank y'all enough for that. So that's all I got. Codd, any final thoughts for WrestleMania Backlash?
No, there's another show that's this same weekend that I am much more excited for, but at the same time, this is like one of those weird, like, horse shows you hear about, from like Mexico. It's you can't stop watching, or but you can't look away. One of those things, or I guess to put it in a more PG context, it's like a car crash, at when you watch a NASCAR event, like, oh my gosh, it's so bad, but you just can't stop watching.
Um, I'm just curious to see, because we're coming up on one of my favorite pay-per-views with Money in the Bank. I'm very curious to see what's going to be the state of the WWE going into that pay-per-view. I have a couple ideas now for Money in the Bank of who could win, but it's going to kind of depend on what happens here this Sunday. So with that, guys, enjoy the pay-per-view. If you're also down for it, go watch Impact's Under Siege on Saturday, day before, as a little pre-show warm-up for WrestleMania Backlash. All right. So enjoy the show. We'll see you guys back on Monday on Facebook Live, as well as it will eventually end up on YouTube. We're going to review the show. So if you're ready for that, that'll be Monday, coming up the day after the pay-per-view. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bang.